Oh, snap, I'm on. Hey, what's up? This is Brandon Simmons for BrandonSimmons.biz. This is my weekly video blog called Bullheaded, a review of the Houston Texans news, as well as a preview of their upcoming game matchups. So, this week, the Texans will be going on the road to face the Tennessee Titans in a kind of weird, quasi meaningful, pseudo meaningful game. But I'll get into all that later. First thing I want to do is just do a really quick recap of week 15. So basically, man, Texans ran into an opponent that was way much better than them, but they could not get the job done, and they got really brought the fight to this opponent. So um, they lost to the Kansas City Chiefs, took them to overtime actually, and so everything was all good until Davis Mills had that fumble towards the end of the game, and then just Chiefs just kind of took it in and for the game winning touchdown. So it is what it is on that front. Uh, they're gonna get another somewhat type of better opponent this week, but yeah, as I said, in a few more minutes, I'll get into that. One couple of things I wanted to discuss and really just kind of gloss over. So last last few weeks, there's been talk about the future of of the team, basically going as far as like next season. Um, obviously that means Lovey Smith's name been thrown around, Pep Hamilton's been thrown around forever. Obviously, Nick Casario, yeah, he's been thrown around, and some people are already jumping the gun on the next head coach. And so right now, the names that have been thrown around are Eagles defensive coordinator Jonathan Gannon and San Francisco 49ers defensive coordinator D'Amico Ryans. And so here's my take on this. Um, so both of them are defensive. They're both defensive coordinators, but both of their units are top notch at the moment. San Francisco is playing a great deal of football right now, considering that both like their first two starting quarterbacks are down for the season. That defense is still holding it down. The Philadelphia Eagles, they're playing good defense as well. It's being overshadowed. Um, by the Eagles offense with Jalen Hurts and everything, but they got some guys over there on that defensive side of the ball for Philadelphia, and they're really making the plays and helping them stay afloat atop of the NFC. Um, One thing that kind of have that these guys have in their own right. Ryans, he's a former Texan, drafted in the second round in the '06 draft. Played with the team for 6 seasons. Um, so he has history here. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, the fans love him. They remember him very well. He was a big time player during his time here. Jonathan Gannon, he was a candidate last year. But obviously that didn't happen. We eventually went with Lovey Smith. So to me, I feel like what's really going to be a breaker, a tiebreaker between these two is kind of whose offensive scheme is better. Because me personally, I would rather have an offensive coach in the mix. And you know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm not sure, if they got that eye on somebody. I know Eric Bieniemy is a name that's always thrown around. It doesn't seem like that this year as much, but he's always, when it comes to like offensive minded coaches or assistant coaches or whatever, um, he's always being lauded for that. So if it's not be enemy, some other offensive guy, but definitely like just bringing in a defensive coach, knowing that we're likely going to take a quarterback in the with our number one pick next season. I think it would probably make more sense to have like an offensive guy, or at least a highly touted offensive coordinator coming in. You know what I'm saying? So, but that's my take between these two. Now, with that being said, coaching doesn't stop at offense. Obviously, you need offense and defense. So I think what's probably going to make the tiebreaker between these two is who has the better, offensive scheme plan proposed in the interview, I would assume. You know what I'm saying? So, just what direction they want to see the offense go in. Because to be honest with you, we say a lot of the fans say it's the quarterback, but I think it's not just the quarterback. There's other areas as well, like wide receiver, and these other areas could be side effects of not having good quarterback play. But I think our wide receiver group is questionable right now. We don't. The only proven wide receivers we actually have is Brandon Cooks, and he doesn't halfway want to be here. You know what I'm saying? So eventually he's going to move on. Nico Collins, I don't think he's been consistent enough as the team would like him to be, or as I would like to see him be. Um, and so I feel like it's just other areas, and not just the receivers group, the tight ends group. They've been coming along a little bit more in the past couple weeks, but that's mainly due to our receivers being out. I would like to see them be more consistently involved in the game plan, and I don't know if that's coaching or whatever that is, or just them not being up to the standard. But yeah, just definitely. Those are just two of the areas. I think it's still a lot of questions on this offense that we just kind of need an offensive coach to kind of like come in and just bring it all together and organize it. And to be honest with you, like yeah, defense wins championships. That's everybody's favorite moniker or motto or whatever. But I mean, with offense, you can cover up a lot of defensive liabilities for real, for real. So, yeah, so you score enough points, you're gonna forget that somebody's secondary ain't that great, or somebody doesn't generate a pass rush. You know what I'm saying? Because as long as those points go on the board, like that's really all that matters. Um, so yeah, good luck to both of these guys if they decide to come down here, or should they leave and go somewhere else. Good luck with that as well. Um, Injuries. So real quick with the injuries, Nico Collins, Kenyon Green, they haven't practiced all week. They missed Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Brandon Cooks fully practiced Wednesday, and he's also I just checked like probably two couple minutes before I started this. He practiced today, practiced Thursday, full practice for Thursday. So, and Wednesday, that's supposed to be like his quote unquote day off that they reported. So, good for him that he's yeah, it seems like he's on the right track if he practiced on that particular day. So, good for him. Hope to kind of see him suit him back up. All right, so we are facing the Tennessee Titans on the road. And I kept mentioning that this is going to be kind of a pseudo version of our past two games. The Titans, they're still atop the division, but by numbers. You know what I'm saying? Like, they haven't been playing great as of late. They had I believe, a 4-game losing streak before they won back to backs in the past 2 weeks. So it's been some things going on with them. Now, what I will say is, yeah. So, where am I? Okay, there I go. Energy drink time. Energy drink without the burping this time, I promise. So, what I will say is this: um, there's a couple. I think the Texans can kind of catch the Titans on this one. So, I know last couple weeks they've been dealing with Cowboys, dealing with Chiefs, dealing with opponents that it doesn't seem like they can really beat, but they taking it to them. So there's just a couple things I want to see with the Texans, to be honest with you. Take advantage of the spiraling Titans. So like I said, Titans been on a 4-game losing streak. Um, they and it's probably at like the worst possible time that they can get on a 4-game losing streak. It's like as the season's closing out, they're sitting at the top of the division, and now their starting quarterback is apparently out. So I think the Texans need to take advantage of that. And given that it's a rival, You know, that'll be something that they can hang their hat on, hang their pride on. So yeah, take advantage of that. And besides, Houston's, I mean, unfortunately, the Texans have been playing great football these past couple weeks. Um, and they played it at a time where their opponents, who's been heavily favored against them, their heavily favored opponents, have been pretty much slipping. You know what I'm saying? They've caught them slipping. So with Dallas, it was, the narrative was Dallas was focusing on the Eagles game that they got coming up this Saturday. But at the time, they were like trying to look ahead to that. The and the other narrative, could be the same for the Kansas City Chiefs. You know what I'm saying? They're trying to win this division, and they're trying to close it out and get that wrapped up. So what I'm saying? They'll get their playoff spot. They'll get their position, their playoff positioning set going into the postseason. So despite all that, the Texans have really just been giving it their all, and these teams are just happen to be slipping up. So definitely, I think the Titans with Malik Willis behind under center, they're they're still gonna give it their all. Just like in the previous game. So I definitely think Texans just gotta, what I'm saying, just really just go after them in this particular game. Um, Other thing I want to see is the Texans take away Derrick Henry, like make a more concerted effort of taking him away. So he had two straight games of 100 plus yards back to back, but so yeah, these last two games he had 100 plus yards, but before that, I think he was like four straight with just under 100. You know, so yeah, you gotta go after him. You gotta find ways to you gotta find more ways to stop him if that's even possible. You look like he just runs. You know what I'm saying? He just pretty much runs through anything that's put in front of him just now, just about. Um, but also, yeah, it's going to be important taking him away because Malik Willis. I'm saying he's starting this week. He's going to be starting this week, and so um, he didn't really. Malik Willis really didn't just wow in his debut, which was against us. He had a kind of fairly mediocre game, if below average, to be honest with you. But he didn't have to do much. I mean, he had Derrick Henry by his side. So when you got Derrick Henry by your side, you don't really have to throw the ball that much. I think he only had like 10 passes. So it's going to be interesting to see if he's improved his passing game, or yeah, if he's improved his passing skill set, or if they trust him a little bit more to throw the ball this time around. Because definitely the Texans remember that game, and they probably, I don't know, I'm pretty sure they looked at that stat and they was like, okay, we got to do way more to Henry, just to kind of keep Willis, yeah, just kind of keep Willis shook. To be honest with you, so yeah, those are two things I just want to see the Texans trying to do to get this win. Take advantage of the spiraling Titans on a 4 game losing streak, and also just take away Derrick Henry. You know what I'm saying? He's been great, these last two games, but see if we can bring him back down to earth. So that's all I got for y'all this week. I'm Brandon Simmons for BrandonSimmons.biz. Holla black.